So before I go to bed, I just want to say something right here. Some thoughts that's been going around in wrestling. There's been interesting talks going on around this week with NXT debuting on the CW network. There's been the popular picture with the Young Bucks and Shane McMahon. Surprisingly, Rampage was on the schedule this week. Yeah, I really legit thought that last week was the last episode of Rampage because I didn't see AEW promoting it on TV or on their social media account. They weren't posting that much in regards of Rampage, just Collision, Grand Slam. Today's an insane and bizarre Friday, if anything, because I'm here. As you guys are saying, this is not where I usually hang out. I keep changing the lighting in the background because I don't know if it's red, then it's gonna look too pink or just too bright red, and if I change it to blue, it's gonna look a bit soothing or, you know, a smooth type of color in the background. As you guys could see right there, Young Bucks post a photo with Shane McMahon saying interesting flight today. It is said here on Fightful, the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson, posted a photo with Shane McMahon on social media. They captioned the photo saying interesting flight today. The Bucks were in New York for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam on Wednesday. On July 31st, Fightful Select and Wrestle Talk reported that Tony Khan met with Shane McMahon over possibilities moving forward. A photo of the two in a meeting was posted online. It's just one of those decisions, you know? I know I'm not the only one speaking on this one, if anything, but 2024 and earlier this year as well, AEW has been making, you know, it's these type of decisions that Tony Khan makes in regards of what's best for business. My thoughts about this with Shane McMahon going into business with AEW is quite interesting. If anything, it's one of those, I don't know, the AEW has been making some turbulent decisions, and right now, as of now, recently, they're more frequent because, of course, Rampage has been on the talks of being canceled for a new show on Fox with Shockwave. There's been talks about AEW content being moved on Max in regards of AEW pay-per-views as well. It is unknown about the fate for the old Dynamites and the old shows. It's unknown where those shows are going to go into and which platform they're going to land on. The only thing that I've heard of is just Max. That's it. Tony Khan has been moving around AEW into business, trying to make the company more profitable. I mean, all of this really sounds good on paper, if anything, but this is what's going on right now. This is what's going on right now with the decision making that's been going around and into AEW Dynamite. All of this circles around with AEW's decision making, if anything. There's been talks about WWE being interested in re-signing Malachi Black. Malachi's contract is set to expire around early 2025, which is next year, around like first half of next year, so around January or February before spring hits. Most likely, I'm guessing that it's going to be around that time where Malachi Black is going to, you know, either re-sign with AEW or he's going to go back to WWE. The thing is that Malachi Black's contract is set to expire around early 2025, so it is unknown where he's gonna go. Is he gonna re-sign with AEW or WWE? We don't know as of now. If anything, I feel like Malachi, I don't even feel great saying this, but Malachi Black has done, I guess you could say, everything in AEW, even though it doesn't feel like it. Why would Malachi Black want to stay in AEW if the House of Black, it's barely a thing in All Elite Wrestling? Early 2022, AEW still had that fire. They had memorable moments on their shows, Dynamite and even Rampage as well. In early 2022 for the House of Black, it was something. It was something for them being involved into the tag team matches and all this, them doing all the promos. 2022 really was something for the House of Black. I don't know what AEW's doing with him. What is Malachi Black gonna do if he stays in AEW? In my opinion, I feel like we haven't seen Malachi Black as much nowadays in 2024 compared to when he came to All Elite Wrestling, and the last time he was relevant with the House of Black as well was in 2022, because since then, around 2023 and 2024, I have not remembered like anything. There's nothing memorable about the House of Black, if anything. The last time I recalled with a member of the House of Black being interested was Brody King being involved into the Continental Classic tournament. That was the last time I remember about Malachi Black and the House of Black being somewhat relevant. Malachi Black pretty much in AEW, in my opinion, is without a doubt a missed opportunity, if anything. You got all these belts lying around, you know? I mean, AEW has a lot of belts. They have the Continental one, they have the International one, and the trios, the tag teams. If anything, the House of Black could go for the tag team champions because the tag team division is pretty much dead. They've done everything. I don't know who else is next to face the Young Bucks. You know, there's a lot. There's, you know, a lot going on with AEW. There's just a lot of belts. There's just a lot of belts out there. Even each member in the House of Black could earn one. I don't know which one is. It could be the TNT. So yeah, Malachi Black pretty much is a missed opportunity in AEW, and I don't want to be like that one AEW hater that just instantly jumps a gun on AEW saying that Malachi Black is a missed opportunity, just like every other guy who moved to WWE from AEW, like Ethan Page or Lexis King, those guys. You know, there's been talks about Rey Fenix that he can't sign nor negotiate with anyone until his contract expires, despite the fact that there's been recent talks about the Lucha Bros moving to the main roster in WWE. Tony Khan has added injury time on his contract, so we won't see the Lucha Bros coming to WWE soon. So that's the status of Rey Fenix right there. It looks like we're not going to see him going with Penta to WWE. He's going to stay in AEW. Tony Khan wants him to stay. I don't know what the hell he wants him to do in AEW, because the Lucha Bros have done enough. They've been in tag team matches. They've been in singles matches. I don't know how much they could do, because it looks like they already did everything, even though they've won the tag team champions at one point in 2021. It's somewhat understandable that some fans out there are upset that the Lucha Bros are not going to NXT, and instead they're going to the main roster of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. It feels like if they go to NXT, then it's going to be the same thing that they've done in AEW. The Lucha Bros came a long way. They were there since day one in All Elite Wrestling. It seems like right now it's the right time to look forward for bigger and better things, and that is going to the main roster. I'm in support with all this going around with the Lucha Bros going to the main roster, and it doesn't matter whether it's going to be Raw or SmackDown. These guys are going to kill it in the tag team division. But as of right now, I have no idea why the hell Tony Khan wants Rey Fenix. It's most likely he's just gonna put him on Collision just to doing some singles matches. I could see him fighting again with the Beast Mortis, all that, but I don't know if he's gonna get any gold at the end of the day, or possibly by the time his contract expires. So it's unknown. It's unknown what we're gonna see or hear from Rey Fenix. Maybe he's just gonna be sitting on the shelf backstage and not doing anything until his contract runs out. So NXT has some changes on the CW network. So Ringside News reported WWE NXT is set to undergo significant changes as it transitions from the USA Network to the CW network on October 1st, 2024. Shawn Michaels, WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative, revealed that fans can expect major updates in the brand's visual presentation to make a strong impact on its new platform. He stated, "We'll have some big changes, but I think more of that will be from a look and a physical standpoint. While the appearance of NXT will receive an overhaul, Michaels reassured fans that the core essence of the brand, developing young and diverse talent into future WWE superstars, remains a priority. He emphasized that NXT's passion and drive will continue to be at the heart of the programming, even as the show embraces its new home. With a new network and fresh look, WWE NXT is entering an exciting phase. Fans can expect not just visual changes, but the continued focus on nurturing the next generation of WWE superstars." So my thoughts about all this going on with NXT, because there's a lot going on this year. You know, 2024, the fall, we're already here. October is almost coming, and so will the premiere of NXT on the CW network. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're hearing good news about NXT, because the last time we heard anything in regards of change in the show of NXT was in 2021 around September 24, 3 years ago on September 24, 2021, where WWE has decided to change the show NXT, the name and everything, the whole entire venue, everything. They changed NXT and the belts, they changed the designs, all of that, and they turned NXT into NXT 2.0. I can't believe it. I didn't like that change at all, and so did some of the NXT fans. They did not like that change about NXT 2.0. But Jesus Christ, it was an awful change, especially on the first pay-per-view or premium live event. But it was a pay-per-view back then around 2021, War Games, NXT Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0. It really was disappointing. Did not enjoy it at all. It had like Vince creative ideas written all over it. If anything, I can't believe I just tortured myself every Tuesday night watching NXT 2.0, because it felt like watching a Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, but even worse. Around that time, I was just so frustrated with what I was just seeing. Without a doubt, I can't believe at the time that there were such fans who defended the dang product of NXT 2.0, saying that it has some originality into it, despite the fact that, you know, they just flat out copied the AEW color scheme and added it to NXT 2.0. Oh, that's in the past. I just gave up watching NXT on February 2022 because I just couldn't. It was just made no sense at all. It was just awful. I haven't seen Tuesday night NXT in a while. I haven't seen NXT frequently since 2022, since I gave up watching it. I mean, I watched Stand and Deliver. That was something, and that was pretty great. I guess I'm going to be looking forward to watching NXT debuting on the CW network. Again, did not expect to hear any positive news in regards of NXT because without a doubt this sounds great, especially with the matches that are about to happen. So that's interesting. Tony D versus Opa Femi. Let's see how that goes. And so much more with Trick Williams versus Ethan Page, with CM Punk being the guest referee. You know, all of that doesn't even sound bad for, you know, NXT debuting on October 1st, 2024 on the CW network. So that's going to be something to look forward to. But this sounds great. This is making me look forward to consistently watching NXT as I did back in 2019. But sadly, this isn't the old NXT Black and Gold. This is just the new NXT. So yeah, all this is pretty interesting. There's been lots going on this week with WWE and AEW. I could see Malachi Black re-signing with AEW. Right now he's still in AEW. I don't know what AEW is doing to him. I don't know if he's injured, just like Wardlow, because Wardlow is also like injured as well, and that's why we haven't been seeing him recently. There's been many stars that we haven't seen, just like, you know, again, Wardlow. There's also been Keith Lee. Miro has requested his release from AEW. Malachi Black, if anything, has done enough in AEW. It's maybe for the best for him to go back to WWE. He could feud with Andrade again, just like in 2018 Black and Gold with Aleister Black versus Andrade. That was some good times right there in NXT TakeOver. I could barely remember what happened there. I think that was like, what, 5 years ago in 2018? Those times are different with NXT. But anyways, those are my thoughts of what's been going on and with AEW and WWE, my opinions, how I feel about all this. Seriously, like, what do you guys think about all this? Do you guys want Malachi Black to stay in AEW, or do you guys want him to resign with WWE? What are your thoughts about Tony Khan adding injury time onto the contract of Rey Fenix? If I would have more than one night to have this place as my setup, then I would be more than happy to, but it's only for one night where I'm only, you know, gonna have my space here. So without a doubt, I'm gonna enjoy staying here for the rest of the night. It's been a long Friday. I'm gonna have to catch up with SmackDown because I missed that, and I'm gonna have to watch Ring of Honor as well, because recently around this year, not long ago, but it's said that Tony Khan's gonna be paying more attention on Ring of Honor and its stories there as well. Last time I watched Ring of Honor was when Paul White was made as the general manager of Ring of Honor, so that's something interesting right there. I don't know about what's been going on with the Von Erichs and Dustin Rhodes being tag team champions or 6-man tag team champions. I don't know. I haven't heard or seen any of that in one of the AEW shows, Collision or Rampage. But yeah, I'm gonna have to catch up with Ring of Honor. Probably just watch its recent show to see if anything has changed. But anyways, all this is my thoughts about what's been going on recently with the news and wrestling. You can probably tell, but my eyes are a bit dark because I'm just tired due to the lack of sleep, but I still don't mind. It's gonna be worth it, just, you know, staying up all night and talking about wrestling. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. It is late right now. It is late at night and I'm heading out right now. I'm Master FPS, and I'll see you guys until the next one.